Pierre Garello, a professor of economics at University Paul Cezanne Aix-Marseille. Pierre, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to touch on the banks first of all, because we have two comments that we really need to focus on. Joseph Ackerman, the CEO of Deutsche Bank, saying he's concerned this brings them back to 2008. We have Lagarde saying we need recapitalization of the banks, voluntary or mandatory, but she's been completely ignored by Europe.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure that recapitalization will, be necessarily a smart move. Actually, interestingly, the IMF had a note last July saying why recapitalization is not always a good idea. You increased the capital to asset ratio, therefore this basically was cut on money supply, which is not necessarily good news for the economy. So that might explain why, there is some hesitation, in jumping on Lagarde's suggestion here.
Now, you're an economist and a professor. 2-3 years ago, the economy and the economists spoke about what it was needed to boost growth, cut deficits. Now it seems they're taking their cue from the markets. It's the markets forcing a lot of the growth and a lot of the stimulus. Is this balance going to be addressed, or is this just the way that it's going to be from now on, that economists, central bankers and finance ministers will have to listen to the markets?
Well, I think the market is sending all kinds of signals, sometimes overreacting, sometimes reacting like last night because maybe they were expecting something even worse. So, you see it going up. I mean, it's always on. I think what the G7 and basically people should distinguish is the short term and the long term. I think the clear signal is that we have a sovereign debt crisis. The crisis is deep. It's not just a financial market issue. It's related to the way the welfare state has been developing for 50 years. And we need to tackle this issue. And I think the market, the volatility on the market will stop whenever they will feel that we are ready to tackle those deep issues. If you look at France, for instance, I mean, the last plan that has just been voted by the parliament is, it's peanuts. I mean, I'm sorry for, we're talking about 1 billion euro. Today, there was news that the Social Security Administration has a deficit of 30 billion euros for this year. So, we keep discussing how to save 1 billion euro, and I think the market will really start to stabilize when they feel this structural reform coming. This is on the G7 agenda actually for today. I mean, here in Marseille, and I hope they will also consider that and not only the short-term reaction.
Structural reform is of course crucial. George Osborne in the UK has been very tough. He was just speaking live with Francine Lacqua in London a short while ago, saying that he's going to keep on cutting the deficit, that austerity measures need to be much stronger, like basically sticking to his plan. Does France need to look at the UK and actually take them as an example?
Well, as far as cutting deficit, yes, for sure. I mean, but again, if you keep telling people what we need is cut deficit, cut spending, they see also always the negative side of the thing. I think we should be promoting more the positive side. We are wasting a lot of money. There is a potential for growth which is not used, but for that we need a structural reform. So we should, of course, people will have to make effort, but we should tell them a little bit more about the positive side. We are wasting a lot of money, so let's stop wasting, and there will be plenty of job opportunity and growth.
Some economists think that all the G7 countries will in the next couple of years actually lose their AAA credit rating. It's already happened for the US. Is France at risk?
Well, I think a lot of analysts say that France don't deserve the AAA. I mean, this is not news. It's written everywhere. I mean, you see it coming up once in a while. And I just completed for IREF a study on the French debt. And yes, definitely, I think France is, just in front of problems. Not troubles are not behind; they are in front of us as far as public finance is concerned. So yes, the AAA, at least for France, is something that might not last for long. So
is this a warning that France needs to watch out, or it will lose its AAA credit rating?
Definitely, and I think they will lose it if they don't feel that we are ready to implement those deep structural reforms. Yeah. And I think unfortunately elections are coming, but that could also be the opportunity to convince people the type of effort. So it's not just effort, but what type of effort needs to be made.
Pierre, thank you so much. Pierre Garello there.